Welcome to the Tommy Trials. My name is Thomas. If you've not watched a lot of other videos on the channel, then I definitely obviously recommend that you check those out. But we are checking out XCOM Chimera Squad today. Now, I do apologize if I sound a little flat and if I really flub some words up. I am recording this rather late at night. I actually streamed a good portion of today trying to get us ready, caught up in the story of XCOM 2 to understand what's going on in this game. So you can definitely check out that series so that you can understand perhaps a little bit more that's going on with the story. But without further ado, let's hop into Chimera Squad. And I will warn you, I have played about 45 minutes of the game. Not intentionally without recording. I've got the audio completely ready to go, but the video did not record. So I am desperately hoping that it works this time. But to be completely honest, if you're watching this, then obviously it did. So we are going to be playing on normal difficulty, not turning on Iron Man or hardcore. Don't want to do anything like that. Extended City or Anarchy. I'm just going to leave everything at the default, but I have turned subtitles on, and there are going to be ginormous chunks of this video where I don't talk a whole lot because there is a whole lot of story going on, which is no complaint to me. I will leave the tutorial on so that you can see how the game works.
Two minutes out.
Hey, Godmother. Is this like the old days? XCOM swooping in and taking it to the bad guys?
I wouldn't know. I spent most of the war training resistance networks.
Like mine. And for your many, long years of service.
Watch it.
XCOM attaches you to an untested squad and pushes it into the field before it's ready. How is this not like the old days?
I'm just happy to be here. I missed out during the war. Wish I could have pulled my weight.
For which side, exactly?
I find that very hurtful.
Sure thing, Advent.
We are through the checkpoint.
I was never actually Advent.
But they were fitting you for a blocky helmet.
Stow it, both of you. We're here. 3-1 PD gave us the all clear. Grab your gear and prepare to move in. Whisper, what's your status?
And what's Verge's ETA?
Comms are working, obviously.
Tried to talk,
Verge
didn't
is en
work.
route.
How? Verge can't drive.
He hailed a cab.
To a hostage situation?
Focus. Whisper, any surprises in the next room?
A handful of hostiles, unaware of your approach.
Chimera Squad, take positions. Prep for breach.
Hoorah. Alright, breach mode. Chimera Squad begins every mission by setting up at breach points to get the jump on enemies. We'll definitely see that through this video. You can preview the enemy presence at each breach point and modifiers that will be applied, then assign agents to the available slots to determine the order they'll enter the fight. So we will charge Cherubin, then we'll charge in Godmother, and then we'll charge in Terminal, just because that's the default way it tells us. It does not... Does the... I'm thinking that the 3 either means the number of people that we can take or the number of enemies that are going to be not appreciating our entrance. Anyways, say hello.
Breaching in!
This has got to be the coolest thing I have ever done in an XCOM game. You get to pick the target, you get to shoot the target. It just makes me so happy.
Hello, I am Mayor Nightingale.
Is that our hostage?
Welcome to City 31's Memorial Museum.
It's just a recording.
As I often say, the lessons from our past inform the present.
Blah, 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 history.
Focus.
Alright, agents and enemies take their turns one at a time. Their current place in the turn order can be seen on the unit flag above their head and next to their portrait in the timeline, which both update after each turn. The second part is how XCOM works. I'm going to skip it, but if you don't understand how XCOM works at all, read this. Alright, now, just going to take a sweet moment to appreciate the just coolness of this particular thing. Here's one of the units and someone that got hit by it in a car. This is all from a Lost map. Anyways, very cool. Let's say hi. Actually, gonna tell me how to move first.
Expunging target.
Oh. Expunging. Oh, Overwatch. Believe it or not, in the last video that I recorded, Overwatch didn't, I didn't use it. So it operates in a, Killzone-esque. If you played XCOM 2. Let's see if we can get you into a better line of sight.
You see this?
Huh. Interesting.
Contact!
Clear.
Urge? What took you so long?
Had to unpack a breaching charge.
Good man.
Not exactly.
You know what I mean.
I always do.
So creepy. Don't ever change.
Verge, form up. Any hostiles in the next room?
Yes, I can feel them.
Evidently they reload their guns at the beginning, which makes sense, and I appreciate that they do that automatically. Some encounters offer more than one breach point, with different risks and benefits. Consider whether to split the squad or send them all through the same location. Agents entering from the same breach point will enter the encounter together and be closer in the timeline. The order the breach points will enter... Okay, let's try again. The order the breach points will enter is shown next to their name and can be changed using the arrows. Alright, so the main door is closely watched. Enemies deal +1 extra damage. There's 5 guys. Agents will likely take damage. So we're going to send in Cherub, and we're going to send in Terminal because they are the beefiest of the two. And then for Seal the Deal up here, we will send in Godmother and Verge accordingly. Hoorah!
Stay behind me.
Breaching!
So, surprised people, and I think that the tutorial will explain this in a minute, but surprised folks, you deal more damage, and you do have a higher crit chance and stuff like that. But the aggressive enemies will shoot at XCOM if they aren't neutralized during the breach sequence. We want to remove them if possible. Alright, now is anybody else feeling particularly aggressive? You're just alert. You're alert, but you're not aggressive. That is so cool. Alright, each agent has a unique ability they can use every turn, eventually gaining more abilities from their class and equipment. Most agents also have the Subdue ability, a non-lethal attack that is low damage but guaranteed to hit. Use it to earn additional rewards and for certain mission objectives. Cherub uses the Charged Bash instead of Subdue, which is just a good thing to keep in the back of your mind. Anyway, I'm going to move to this full cover with Cherub.
Okay, I'm moving.
Glitch the game. There we go. Okay, I can subdue you. So I shall. Oh, we didn't get the 3. We didn't get the 3.
Shouldn't have bothered.
Hostile subdued.
So cool. Oh.
Set up the breaching charge.
I do like to make an entrance.
Some breach points can be accessed with special equipment or abilities. Once an agent with the required asset is in the front, other agents can then be assigned. So Cherub is the one with our breaching charge. Explosive entrance, so all non-aggressive enemies guarding this entrance are surprised. And we'll charge everybody else in. Actually, I'm going to send in Verge early. Terminal last, because she does have The Healy bot.
Wait, hold. Hostage confirmed in the next room.
We need more than that.
3-1 PD has a live feed. Patching through.
If you surrender, I will advocate leniency.
Enough. This exhibit, it is about XCOM's role in our liberation.
I see you read the placard.
It doesn't say how they went soft and got weak. Now, it's up to us to light the spark.
He's holding a detonator.
Go, now!
Making a path.
Let's do it. Anybody feeling particularly aggressive? You're alert. You're alert. You're alert. Alright. Hoorah. It's just so cool. Oh, I'm not getting tired of that. I'm getting tired of that already. I'm so happy to be playing an XCOM game I can't see straight.
You're a Nightingale. I'll protect you.
Cherub is down.
Terminal, stabilize him.
On it.
Verge, with me. Protect the mayor.
Confirmed.
Alright, agents that lose all their HP will begin bleeding out over several turns indicated by the number in the timer. This is not new to us if we've played XCOM 2. However, every agent is named character, and what I mean by that is they don't die. In fact, if they do die, the mission will fail unless the agent bleeding out is saved with the stabilize ability, or the encounter is completed before the timer expires. So it's not, they don't insta-die. Anyway, who am I? I'm this one. Stupor stuns a target for 1 to 2 actions and adds them to the neural network. Now they do not actually tell you what that means. He gets aim every time he does this. Every time someone's added to the neural network. Now, if I battle
Enemies all around
madness you. So this forces them to attack somebody close to them. So I assume they'll attack the... well, I tried. Also, you get a little... Here's Big Sky, and the OG, well, XCOM enemy within or unknown Sky Ranger. Scatter shot. Godmother fires the shotgun at short range. Cone. How short range is the cone? Very short range. Got it. Got a flanking maneuver, I think, on this guy and this guy, but we'll go with this one. Hey. Oh wait, gremlin stabilized. There it is. Let's take the 61. Oh, that's gonna take a while to clean off the glass. Other thing I appreciate is this.
Down target.
This is post XCOM 2. This takes place 5 years after XCOM 2. And I appreciate that we're not all using conventional weapons again. Personally. Stuns him for 1 action, so he'll still be able to shoot or move. Got a solid flanking shot on this guy. Booyah. Let's subdue him.
Stay down!
Mayor Nightingale, are you alright?
It looks worse than it is. Those medikits are really something.
Compliment accepted.
What about Cherub?
Yeah, I think so. Only thing injured is my pride.
And your diaphragm. And a few ribs.
None of this should have happened.
Most people say thank you.
I'm grateful, of course. But these people don't have the capability for any of this.
Explain.
I read their threat assessment. A month ago, these insurgents were all talk and no capability. The greatest threat they posed was to bottles of alcohol.
Why tell us? Why now?
City 31 shows the world how humans, hybrids, and aliens can keep a lasting peace. I'm the public face of this. Tonight, someone wanted what I represent to go up in flames.
We're not in town for local intrigue.
I know, but right now you're the only ones I'm certain of fighting for that same peace. Can I count on your support?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, everyone and their mother's uncle is hurt, but that's okay. You can read up here, get a tiny little, I don't know, summary, I suppose. From 2 captured enemies, there's a 40% chance to earn 20 intel. So there actually is a reason to knock them out versus just wipe them off the face of the earth.
Package delivered to 31 PD.
She truly believes what she says.
That's why she's in charge.
Not too shabby for our first official mission.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Celebrate before a mission is complete. It's
bad luck.
I personally appreciate the sparkly... Oh,
Tonight, Mayor Nightingale perished in an explosion at City 31's Memorial Museum. The identity of her assailants is unknown at this time. The City Council asks citizens to remain...
So she gets vaporized the same day XCOM sends Chimera Squad to our city? You hear that voice in your head? That's me telling you to wake up!
Despite opposition, Mayor Nightingale's deciding vote brought the Reclamation Agency to the city. Without her support, Chimera Squad's continued presence is an open question.
Welcome home, Chimera Squad. The director wants to speak with us.
Thanks for getting the mayor killed. Also, you're fired.
That's not helpful.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I'll patch the call through when you're ready.
I followed your action at the museum, and its aftermath.
Director Kelly, I take full responsibility for what happened.
Stop. I sent you to City 31 because I believed you were ready. Tonight, you surpassed my expectations. 31 PD requested help within 3 hours of your arrival in the city. You answered immediately. Going in, you were under-equipped and down an agent. You adapted, as we trained you to do. And let's not forget, you rescued the mayor. You delivered her to safety as the city requested. Don't blame yourself for an outcome you couldn't control. Instead, let's focus on what's next.
I set up the map table. Ready when you are.
Head over there. I'll hold.
alright, city map.
Welcome to City 31. During Advent's occupation, the city was a fortress supporting an active starport. 5 years after XCOM won the war, it's home to aliens, hybrids, and humans alike. There's new industry, self-government, and local agriculture to support the varied populations. Against all odds, this city thrived after the war. There were no retributive attacks.
Until tonight.
We don't know that. Not yet. But we can find out. 31 PD requested our help sifting through evidence at the Memorial Museum. They lost good officers today. Give them what they need and see what we can learn.
Alright, so the map is where we see the status of City 31 and any targets, any current targets, we can send our squad to respond to. Chimera Squad can respond to 1 target per day, after which the day automatically advances. So, similar in a lot of ways to the different maps we've had in the other 2 XCOM games that Firaxis has made. So, 31 PD needs help pouring through the aftermath of tonight's attack. Mayor Nightingale's death has the city on edge. Let's do what we can to help. Let's do it. We'll send the APCA. Which, of course, is pronounced APC. We've done what we can. Commissioner Malouf passed along her thanks for helping our officers bear the weight of this attack.
Your work with 31 PD opened a few doors. Here's what we know. A crude plasma bomb killed the mayor. The insurgents had no access to materials for that.
Does that mean they had outside help?
Most likely. There are 3 groups in City 31 with access to this kind of ordnance.
So, the Progeny, Grey Phoenix, and Sacred Coil. So the Progeny is a loose network of human scions. Their vision for City 31's future is entirely psionic, whether the city wants it or not. The Grey Phoenix is an organization of alien scavengers. They have quietly amassed the kind of weaponry Reclamation is mandated to recover. Or the, I think, Sacred Coil, it's sort of hard to see behind that, an underground religious movement for hybrids. They preach salvation, but only to those who once fought XCOM. So the first time that I did this, I picked the Progeny. I'm going to try and do the exact same thing I did last time.
The Progeny have a small but loyal human membership, all with psionic capability. Victims willingly hand over what the Progeny need, then forget the whole thing. The perfect crime.
Director, these are local criminals. Isn't that 31PD's jurisdiction?
True. The Reclamation Agency supports local police, but we're also required to recover dangerous material.
From those who would do the world harm, and each of those groups is neck deep in the stuff. So what next?
Focus on a single group. Investigate, dismantle their operations, and take them down.
Meanwhile, we look for any links to the mayor's death. Either way, a dangerous organization is off the streets.
Exactly. The city wants justice for Mayor Nightingale. This is how we help them achieve it.
So, it has 3 stages. Groundwork. From the first mission, learn about the faction and their methods. Operations. Hidden missions that must be revealed, then completed to knock out the faction's main plans. And finally, the takedown. Stop their final attack and end this threat to City 31. Sorry, the time of day is really interfering with my ability to read. So, investigation log is just that we started it. We don't know who the faction leadership is, but I think this is very interesting. Progeny leadership is entirely psionic. Consultation with the Templars suggests a human with powerful psionic capability. So, obviously the Templars are still operating well 5 years after the game with XCOM, and I'm gonna guess that Reclamation is an extension of XCOM.
Check it out. Headquarters sent us an assembly. And with the right patterns, we can build anything. Or we could with the latest version. What you're looking at is the extremely finicky 2038 model. It'll take time to stress test our patterns, but once we have them, we're good to go.
So I don't know if XCOM 2 takes place in 2038 or 2035. I don't remember. No idea. Can't remember. Anyway, assembly projects are how you get access to newer, better items and equipment. Each project can unlock new items for XCOM supply, new weapons or armor upgrades, or a variety of other useful things. Agents assigned here decreases the time it takes to complete a project. So Illyrium is one of 3 resources Reclamation requires. It is spent to complete projects in the assembly. So there's Illyrium credits and I believe Intel, but I didn't make it too far into the game to figure out what you actually use Intel for. But let's go ahead and begin this. So the armory is where you manage your agents. So you can check out their loadout, their abilities, their biography, and you can tint their armor. Now, in this game, you do not have the ability to name your guys. They're completely named and everything for you. It's a much more story-based versus you create your guys and stuff like that. It's pretty different from XCOM 2.
The director convinced the city council we're too understaffed to be effective. This means we can bring more agents to City 31. It's not the whole squad, not yet, but it's something.
Oh, and these are randomized. I don't have the person that I picked the first time. I picked Blue Blood. Anyway, so we've got Claymore, Axiom, and Patchwork. Claymore is the explosive expert from what I can tell. Doesn't have the best of aim, but got the same aim as everyone else, it seems. Same will. Mobility is the lowest, but he does have a shrapnel bomb, so he chucks an explosive that detonates after several turns, but you can shoot it early, just like the Claymore in XCOM 2, except in XCOM 2 the Claymore never explodes. Axiom has Smash, so the agent charges to a target and smashes down with both fists, chance to disorient, stun, or render unconscious. Higher Rage improves the chance to apply a disabling effect. So Higher Rage raises the chance of applying disabling effects with melee attacks, but also increases the risk of going berserk. Rage can be increased manually or by taking damage. Interesting. And then Patchwork has Chaining Jolt, so Agent sends the gremlin to an enemy to jolt them. Attack chains to nearby enemies. Damage is increased against robotic enemies. And then you can hack the door. I'm going to go ahead and grab Axiom and his weird-looking eyes. Just strange-looking eyes. Anyway.
Whisper, there's a problem.
Axiom, welcome. What's wrong?
I, noticed someone took the biggest locker.
Yep, that was me. I knew you'd get here eventually and grab it so no one else would. Don't worry, I'll move my stuff.
Yeah, that's the problem. I already did. Violently.
Didn't you see the note?
Yeah, afterward. I'll replace what I can.
Alright, so I will go ahead and give you the biography. You can read this if you want, but he was born and trained on an invasion transport ship. So there you go. And I will let you read all that. You can pause it if you want. Let you read this. Worked with thin men. He was born in Estonia. She's from China. Good stuff. And she's from France. Very good. Again, I'll let you read that if you want to. But you can check out. We can tint their armor and stuff to a very selected and not too much. I'll just leave them all in their normal color. I dig it. Also, I enjoy making people stand up and then sit back down.
Our temporary field office has all the basics. Weapons, comms, and ammunition. Supply is where we request everything else. As long as it's in the squad's budget, it's ours.
So, it's where you buy all your core items and equipment. Seemingly, you pay XCOM for them. So, it definitely does say XCOM supply. Anyway. And then items you unlocked from assembly projects become permanently available here too. Credits is one of the 3 resources.
You can get a sweet deal on combat-grade androids. I know. Everyone hates them.
That's the investigation. Alright, let's go back to the map. So, we've got a critical combat mission target. So, keep you updated on any activities requiring our attention. Speaking of which, an entire Progeny Front company just opened fire on 3-1 PD. You should check that out, right? I would have to say yes. Oh, okay. Well, let's go ahead. I can remove one of you, right? Let's put Cherub on the bench and bring up Axiom. And then let's put Cherub to work here. Wait, Godmother's unassigned. Why is Godmother unassigned? Thomas has questions. There we go. Hoorah, let's do this.
Hostile forces need leadership to function. If authorized by the director, you may need to neutralize a hostile leader. Subduing your target is always preferred. Enemy leadership, if captured, provides valuable intel.
I need to look at your loadout. So you've got the breaching charge, and I want you to not have the breaching charge. Can I ditch the... There we go. Get the big boy, the breaching charge. There we go. He's got a shotgun. So maybe I shouldn't take Godmother. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Remove him from duty there. We'll not take Godmother, and we'll take Cherub instead. I'll put Godmother here. Certain she'll appreciate that real well. Don't want to take 2 people with shotguns. Hoorah. Mercy, you gun that car too hard, and you're gonna ram right through a wall.
3-1 PD asked to speak with this company's owner about his connections to the Progeny. That's when his staff pulled weapons, and the police barely made it out.
I've read about human workplace violence. Shameful behavior.
Alright, so, all units entering here get 25 aim during the breach. Successful shots on enemies will crit in this side window, and in the main deal, the last unit through this entrance does +3 damage. So, I will send... terminal here. I'm gonna send Axiom through the window. I don't know. Oh, his eyes just stare into my soul. Anyway, we'll send Verge through this window. Yeah, let's do that. That should work.
Keep behind me.
We shall move in.
All right. Bye. It's just so... I just want to make sure no one's aggressive. And no one's aggressive, so we'll just take the best shots we got. Oh, it's just... That is just the coolest thing. Alright, once per mission, an agent can be moved on the timeline so that they take the next turn. This is once per mission, not per encounter. This ability is shared by the entire squad. Preparation grants a defensive bonus and moves the agent's next turn earlier in the timeline. Use this when an agent is caught in a dangerous situation or to coordinate attacks. So they hunker down, essentially. Alright, so I can psych up, so Axiom increases their rage. Higher rage raises the chance of applying disabling effects with melee attacks, but also increases the risk of going berserk. And then I can just straight up smash. So civilian casualties will result in an unrest increase in the city. Speaking late at night, not working out. Civilian casualties will result in an unrest increase in the city district. Move adjacent to civilians to immediately remove them from play and rescue them. So win there.
Go on, get out of here.
Your subdue does 3 to 4. Smash does 3 to 6. But I hate to... Let's try it. Yeah, we got him.
I can do that.
This guy doesn't attack with guns. Each time damage is blocked with a kinetic shield, Cherub gains charge. Higher charge increases the damage of a charged bash and makes it deal damage in a conal area behind the target.
Okay, I'm moving.
Move or die.
Let's see if we can hit him. Yes, we can. So all sectoids wear clothes now?
Those hybrids moved in unison, part of a larger whole, like Advent soldiers.
Glad I was never a part of that.
Alright, so if we go through the main door, we've got low visibility and enemies are harder to hit, but here there are fewer aggressive enemies present at this entrance, but sadly, delayed scan means last unit through this entrance is marked until the end of the encounter. So I want to send... Terminal's got to go first so she can hack the door. And then I will send Axiom last because he's the toughest. So we'll send Cherub behind her, Verge, and then Axiom, and we'll all go through the front. Or the side. The opposite of front. Alright, so is anybody aggressive? We've got alert. But do we have aggressive? You're surprised. You're surprised. Of course, I have my own questions about how they're surprised when they heard gunfire in the adjacent room, but that's besides the point. Yeah, he's bye-bye. It's just... Alright, so it seems the alert people will hunker down. Let's move Terminal up. She does have a flanking shot on one of them, but he's hunkered, so it's going to be difficult to hit him. See, he's got 30 defense because of that. Are the phones seriously ringing? That's funny. Alright, I think I should definitely go for this. Oh, there's probably a joke about workplace violence that I'm not going to mess with. Alright. This is 3, so I'm not gonna bother to try and encourage him by means of punching to. Ow. Oh, Axiom's unhappy. Alright, so when he goes berserk, he starts to do stuff that I can't control. Good to know. So when Verge successfully casts Stupor, Battle Madness, the enemies added to Verge's neural network. Verge gains +10 aim for each enemy in the neural network. I'm just gonna subdue him. Good night.
Hostile is under arrest.
You're about to enter some offices. Now the owner must be holed up in there.
Alright, what do we got? We've got explosive entrance, so all non-aggressive enemies guarding this entrance are surprised. The first unit through this entrance will be rooted for 1 round, so that's unfortunate. If we do this, it's likely we'll take damage, but the last unit through this entrance gains +10 armor for the encounter. So I'm actually going to send... I gotta put Axiom there. I'm going to put Cherub through the main door. Follow Axiom with Terminal and Verge. See if we can get some work done.
Watch and learn.
It's just... This makes me way too happy. So if I cover rush, you gain bonus defense and dodge until the agent's first turn. Don't think we're gonna kill him, but we'll try it. I should check to see if there's any aggressive. Ow.
There's our VIP. Try for capture.
So units that are rooted are blocked from moving from the current position. So Axiom is rooted. There's just no 2 ways about that. So we'll try and take a shot. With good success. Good job. Psionic suplex. So, an Acolyte is lifting an agent and will slam them down at the start of the agent's turn. Disabling the Acolyte will cancel the attack and release the agents. That's what we got to do. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. Thankfully that missed. That was not intentional. I did not mean to shoot at the VIP.
Moving, quickly.
Where? Oh, I see.
Let's go ahead and aim for a stupor on the
Your
Acolyte.
thoughts are mine.
Oh, he resisted it. That's nice. Well, Axiom's gonna take a hit. Ow. That looked like it felt pleasant. Alright, so let's go ahead and smash... I can't. Okay.
Make way.
Swift and steady.
Cherub, you're in the way. This should KO this fella. Or
I trust in her command.
not?
Come on, fight!
I have genuine questions. Oh well. I must have misread something, is what we're learning here. Alright, then we'll go ahead and subdue this fella, and we're good to go.
subdued the hostile.
Axiom took a small, teensy little hit. So, from 3 captured enemies, there's a 60% chance to earn intel. Director Kelly's called us. Patch her through when we get back to base. And we get to look at the sparkly Chimera Squad. Here's what I enjoyed when I played it through the first time, and actually pointed this out. Of course, you'll never see it, but that's okay. Bradford is actually talking. Now, if you've not played the game, or XCOM 2, XCOM 1, you might not appreciate this, but Bradford is central from XCOM Enemy Unknown and XCOM 2. So you can pause and read that.
Progeny went after expensive assets. What's behind their sudden need for funding? They have no love for hybrids, which presumes a motive to kill the mayor. As for means, psionics could give them the ultimate insider, a member of Mayor Nightingale's protective detail.
Alright, so we shut down a front company. Reviewing the impounded data gave Reclamation a better sense of Progeny's scope and goals.
I'm authorizing Chimera Squad for special operations. Some ops provide useful resources for the squad. Keep an eye out for these opportunities.
So they can improve unrest, gain resources. Essentially spec ops, just like XCOM 2, actually. It's very similar. I'm gonna go with in the credits, I think. So we have got an Android tactical unit. Android unit's purchasable now in supply and unlocks all entry-level assembly projects. So I am going to take her out of here so we can put her in a spec ops. But modular weapons gives us autoloaders, stocks, expanded mags versus slightly better armor. So I'm going to go with just modular weapons. And we will put Godmother here and send her on, I guess, this. So we could do an Illyrium Sting. Essentially get intel, get Illyrium, or get supplies. If an agent was badly hurt in combat, they can receive a scar. Scars hurt an agent's core stats. The effects are permanent until the agent completes training to heal them. Do you have a scar? Yeah, you do. Shell shock. What? Will is reduced. Agents can earn XP on missions which lead to promotions, each new rank. This is not new to anyone who's played XCOM. Oh, it just changes the underlying color. Anyway, those weird eyes are looking into my soul. Anywho. You can actually see our robot too. You've constructed an android unit. These versatile soldiers are valuable backups to your main squad agents. On any mission where one of your agents is evacuated, an android can take their place for the remaining encounters. I'll just make you black for now. Interesting. Oh, very cool. I didn't look at that in between the in the last video. Okay, so there are a variety of kinds of missions, mission targets. Blah, blah, blah. Investigation, so these appear purple, whether a groundwork, operation, or takedown, and will advance the game's main story. Side missions, these appear yellow. They're optional, but provide valuable rewards. And emergency, these appear red, showing up in districts with unrest problems.
More than once, progeny fleeing the scene seemed to vanish without a trace. Figure out how they manage this magic trick.
10-4. Alright, well this is where we're going to go ahead and wrap up this first video. So again, I apologize if I sounded a little flat. It's very late at night, but I want to get this out for you guys ASAP. So I'm definitely posting this just as soon as I can. If you did enjoy it, putting a like on the video is extremely invaluable. If you decided to go the dislike route, telling me why is equally as invaluable, so that perhaps we can improve our content. If you want to see more content like this, because we're definitely playing all the way through XCOM Chimera Squad at least once, but with the mod support that this game is rumored to have, which it seems, I think I was told that the mod tools are 50 gigabytes at least, which is similar to the size of XCOM 2. So hopefully it's got great mod support. Who knows, we'll probably play through this quite a few. And if you want to see even more XCOM content, there is tons of it on the channel, including an entire stream series where we play through XCOM 2 so that we have a good grasp on the story. And I hope that you guys have a great day.